Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today. This one's going to be doing a review for Stranger Things. This one we're going to be doing another video. We just got our first poster for Stranger Things Season 5. Definitely want to go ahead and give my thoughts on it and also update y'all a little bit on some information for the show. Obviously, we know that the show is going to be releasing in 3 different, segments here. We're going to have November 26th, the first 6 episodes, which will be the first volume. Then on Christmas Day, that's right, Christmas, we're going to be getting episode 7. Which is considered part 2. And then finally, on New Year's Eve, we're going to be getting the series finale, which is Volume 3. So it's an interesting release schedule. It's really the only TV show in the world that has the guts to actually release on holidays like that. They really, they're confident, you know what I mean? But I mean, it's good, because I mean, the thing is, we're all gonna watch it, you know what I mean? We're all excited for it. Season 5 being the final season, 8 episodes. It's going to be pretty insane to see how this all works out. These are all like movie length from the sounds of it. So like we're watching 8 movies basically, which I'm honestly happy that we're doing it in 6 episodes and then the other 2 like that, because admittedly it's going to be tough for me to actually like binge these, you know what I mean? It's probably going to take me a few days, I'm not going to lie, when the episodes come out. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the reviews. Like, I guess it's up to y'all. Should I do individual episode reviews, or should I just watch the 6 episodes and then come back and, do the big, review for Volume 1. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, admittedly. So y'all can kind of let me know what you would like to see format-wise, for how we're going to do this. Because, yeah, it seems far away now, but that date's going to come around pretty quick. We're almost through with July, so it's going to come up soon, and obviously we're going to be covering it. So I just want to know, how do you guys want me to cover it? More so is kind of my question for y'all. But anyway, we got the first poster, which is very reminiscent. The first thing I thought about is very reminiscent to the Season 2 poster with the Mind Flayer in the sky and the characters on their bikes. Now, I saw a few people kind of mentioning, like, where the hell is Max, Max is in the hospital, more than likely. She's still kind of recovering after what happened. But we do have Will at the front, which I think is very intentional that Will is at the front, because I do think he's going to be kind of the leading perspective of this season, which they've been teasing. So it's going to kind of come full circle. Will kind of led the opening of the show, and he's going to kind of lead the conclusion of the show. You know what I mean? Which makes sense. But we got Will at the front, then we got Mike, then we got Eleven, who's on the bike with Mike. We've got Lucas, and we've got Dustin in the back. So our core characters, which I love that it's resorted back to that. I feel like in the last few seasons, they've kind of expanded their story to a lot of other characters, and these, 5 characters haven't really had a lot of time together, which is fine, you know what I mean? The story is, always changing, but I'm glad that for the final season, they've, managed to kind of bring it back to what matters. You know what I mean? Like, not that the other things don't matter. I'm just saying, these are the things that really matter. You know what I mean? These 5 kids to the show and what they mean, to Stranger Things. So, really cool. But I also noticed this. You got Vecna's, kind of face in the sky. But one thing I kind of noticed is that his face seems to be kind of shadowed a little bit, on this end of his face. And you almost can't see his eye. You know what I mean? So, does he lose an eye this season? Is that what they're trying to tease? Hard to say, but it feels like that might be something right there. It might be a little nugget you can kind of pick away at it. I've seen fans pick away at it as well, so it's very interesting. But I also came on here to talk about the fact that tomorrow there is a teaser trailer for Stranger Things coming out. Now, I've got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow, so I don't know when I'm going to be able to sit down and talk about this teaser trailer. Tomorrow's kind of a hectic day for me, but as soon as I'm able to record, I will get on and we will talk about that teaser trailer. So know that as well. Yeah, apparently there's a teaser trailer coming out tomorrow. A bunch of new footage is being dropped. It should be interesting. It's a teaser trailer, so I'm assuming it's going to be like, a minute and a half, 2 minutes of new footage, so it's going to be pretty telling enough. Obviously, they're not going to put the reveal date because we already know the reveal date, so it's just going to be footage, and, that'll be that. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they post. I'm looking forward to seeing what we get. This poster was really cool, and it kind of gives us, kind of an idea of what to expect for this season. I'm very curious to see how they're going to end this show off. It's the final season. I don't know how many, spin-offs or anything they're planning. I've heard rumors that there are spin-offs that will happen. Just my number one request for the Stranger Things team and for the Duffer Brothers, and if you've done it, honestly, I hope you undo it before it releases. Do not cliffhanger the original show. Please, do not cliffhanger the original show. Let it end on its own terms, you know what I mean, before you go ahead and go crazy with spinoffs, you know. One of my biggest pet peeves with a recent Netflix show, Squid Game, is that they ended it as a promotion for their America show, which is ridiculous. You know, so I hope that, you know, Stranger Things knows what they're doing and they don't go that route like Squid Game did and stuff like that. Another show that ended very well this year was Cobra Kai on Netflix, and that show ended on its own terms, but is now going to do spinoffs. You know what I mean? That's all right, you know? When you end your original series with no cliffhanger and then you want to do extra content, that's awesome. My problem is when you cliffhanger it and then you're forcing people to watch the next thing. That I don't like, because, you know, isn't it nicer to look back at a series that has a beginning, middle, and end? You know what I mean? Rather than a beginning, middle, and, oh, I gotta watch another thing. You know, like that's a modern thing in Hollywood that I think has been really sucky over the last few years. But again, it's because companies just want to keep the entertainment going because they don't want to lose any money. You know what I mean? So I'm hopeful and I'm hoping that Stranger Things, they took these 3 years to really map out a great conclusion. And yes, keyword conclusion. And, you know, obviously wrap it up well, wrap it up in a satisfying way. You know what I mean? And I've got confidence in them, though, I will admit, because I do think that they're really doing everything they can. That's why they took 3 years to do a really banger final season. I really do think that they've managed to do it. And they say this is the best season yet, which, to be honest, I mean, season 4 really upped the ante, so I could see it, honestly. I really could. I'm really curious to see if this is going to beat season 4, if it's going to beat season 1, because those are my 2 favorite seasons of the show so far. So I'm curious to see how this is going to, you know, play out. Should be interesting, to say the least. So, looking forward to it. Footage coming out tomorrow. Definitely let me know what y'all's thoughts are on this. And if you're new to the channel, guys, and you enjoy videos like this, make sure to click subscribe button so you don't miss any of the videos. Make sure to follow me on Dan's Reviews Official on Instagram, guys. And of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos very soon. Enjoy the rest of the day, guys, and peace out.
Born in the dark alleys, city of concrete. Dan's reviews blowing up, never taste defeat. Walking Dead dissected every plot twist beat. World gone mad, TV junkies hit a treat. Typing up scripts, marathon through the night. His opinions hit harder than a street fight scene. Every episode, brain sharper than a knife. He's the beacon of critique, shedding TV light.